Coach Sherman, thanks for joining us post-game. The score, 82-60, but I think we have to go back to the first half, and the emphasis that you had mentioned was rebounding, and they had out-rebounded you at 30-16. I'm sure that's probably one of the many things that's the difference in half one.
Well, that's one of the many differences. This was a night where obviously we didn't show up to play. It's hard to put a handle on it when you figure we've been looking all forward to this all week, and it was the first 5 minutes. It just wasn't there. We seemed like we had lead in our shoes. Our execution, I think we wanted this too much, to where we were trying too hard, and it was just making us, our timing was way off. But the rebounding stats, I believe, is rather embarrassing. I'm looking at 56-33, and there's just no way that you're going to be able to find yourself in a ball game when you got that big of a discrepancy. But the thing I'm most disappointed with is the number of layups that we gave up. And that came from our lack of communication on defense. There was just no talk. There was no fire. And then we got to pointing and blaming, each other. And that just wasn't going to work. So this was a very tough night for us.
Well, Coach Sherman, it's a Columbia team that everybody knew led the country in field goal percentage, and if you give them open shots, they're going to make them, and that's what they did tonight. And it wasn't necessarily, I guess, anything overly impressive they did. They just worked the ball around well.
Well, there's no question. The reason why they're 11, 12-0 or whatever, they do a great job of executing. They're very poised. They're confident. The type of things I thought that we were getting much better at before tonight. Now, we're heading home to practice. We're not going to finish up the semester with this type of performance, and I think the first thing is what do we want to get with practicing? Well, we got to get back to where we can take some pride into what we're about, and tonight I don't know what we could stand on. I know the guys want to win really bad. It's this 500th stuff is over everybody's head, and they all talk behind the scenes and this and this, but that stuff's got to go. The big thing for us was, I did say before the game that this game doesn't count. It's not going to hurt us either way. It doesn't help us either way, but we do it for ourselves. You want to go out there and compete against the best. We've had a very good schedule, but we didn't compete tonight. Now, we threw a lot of different combinations the second half because I was just trying to find some type of spark to see what was going to work, and things could have been different. They beat us both times. They're by far the better team right now. We now know some different aspects that we've got to work on if we're going to get better, but we've got a nice team. I feel bad for all the fans here. They ought to ask for a refund. They were expecting to find two very good teams here tonight, and one team didn't show up. And I feel a little bad about that because we're a better team than that. But we lost an opportunity tonight of playing a top-ranked team and to maybe put us on the map because this team has been struggling to find its identity. And we just couldn't find a way to get that to work. And again, hats off to Columbia. I mean, they must have had something to do with that.
Number 16 in the country for something, I guess.
Oh yeah, there's no question. And but it's a number. Mm-hmm. And if we win tonight, it doesn't make us the sixth best, but it just shows you this is a game that anything happens. You're finding NAIA schools beating Division I schools. You're finding the top-notch 1 and 2 seeds getting beat by non-ranked teams all the time. It's not that this was set to happen tonight, but this was supposed to be a battle between two very good teams. And, again, we just didn't show up to hold up our end. And I think we just kind of gave them a night off. They had a lot of fun tonight. And why wouldn't they? Everything they tried worked. And there's a little disappointment from my standpoint in the coaching staff because I thought we really prepared these guys on everything. They didn't do anything out there that we weren't ready for. We just didn't do a very good job of executing the game plan. So with that in mind, it's one game. After we get home and we practice a little bit, these guys will have time to go back home, reflect on this, come back a little bit more hungry, and we'll be ready to go.
Well, Coach, I can't let you go without asking you about Michael's performance tonight. Got his first start of the season. Melvin finished with 14, but Banks also with 14 points. How do you think he played tonight as far as the decision to play him against this team?
Well, I thought he played pretty well. I think that he can play better than what he did. That's what I hope everyone can understand. He can still be much, much better. But I think if you want to find some bits to our puzzle that for positive, both he and Melvin held their own against a very good team. And I think you're going to see Michael in that spot for us quite a bit this year. I don't know if you realize we have 3 left-handers tonight starting. I don't think I've ever had 3 left-handed ball players.
Like a baseball manager now, managing the lefties.
Start. And so what that does, it does create some problems for the other team, but then it also has situations in our offense that, we got to have those guys also be able to go to their right for the plays to be able to work too, and sometimes that's maybe their second option. But with that, there are a few positives that took place out there, but it wasn't a game that went the way we wanted it to go. And I wish that had it been single digits, that second half you would have found 2 teams really going at it. But we just did not have any sync tonight. And again, anytime you give up this many rebounds and that many layups, that's just going to happen. We're just going to have to learn to get better on that.
All right, Coach Sherman, you got practice, you got an exhibition, then you get back at it with Graceland. So good luck again, and thanks for your time.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your coverage. Well, thank you.